a man who came home. Well, actually, it was his father-in-law's home. He heard some noise, so he decided to check out what was going on. Come to find out, there were four boys between the ages of 8 and 10 who were basically vandalizing his home. Okay, so they used hammers, they put holes in the walls, they broke out windows, they used spray to like put defamatory words and just really ignorant things about women on the walls. So when he saw that, he basically snatched them up. You know how some people do. You just snatch them up. So he snatched them up and he put them in the closet and said, "You're gonna wait here until the police comes." But that's not the end of the story. After the police come, basically he is charged with child endangerment because he put them in the closet. Now I have my take on that, but of course I'm going to save it until later. Cheryl, what do you think about this story?
Let me tell you something. Ain't nothing worse than bad children. I don't deal with them. I would have put them little things in the closet too. I would have probably tied one of them's feet to the other one's hand and then put them in the closet. That's not okay. Like, who? An 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, they vandalized at that age? Foolish.com, .net, .org, .everything. I am upset. That is ridiculous. I probably would have slapped them. Okay, I'm done. That's my take.
Okay. Monica, what about you? What's your take?
Oh, Lordy. I wish my 10-year-old would. I wish he would. I wish he would. It would be death. Talk about a new form of crucifixion. Oh, Lord. And then they took the porcelain sink that this man just bought and broke it up. He would have been gluing that sink back together for the rest of his life. There is no way in the world. And as a mom, their parents are defending them. Oh, he shouldn't have manhandled my kid. Listen, beat my son's behind, bring him to me, and let me beat him again. There is no way in the world.
Yes, Monica, you my kind of mama, honey.
There is no way. Yes. No. Mm-mm.
I totally agree. Sharice, you want to give your take?
Sure. My take. First of all, I will assume that these were not little black children.
I think they are. I think one of them named Tyrone and one of them named Tyreek.
Because
no
I really
offense
think
to anybody named Tyrone and Tyreek. I'm just saying.
I think most parents like myself and Monica would not have been trying to charge a boy for anything. Like, I would have said, you know what, let JR stay in that closet. Now, it may not have been the smartest thing for him to do, though, to put them in the closet, because you do have to think of the consequences. The little boy, they could have had asthma attacks or whatever, but at the same time, they're lucky that that's all he did was put them in the closet. Do you see this? Do you all see what they did? That's my take.
Okay, well, let me give my take. First of all 4 of those kids would have been slapped to sleep. Okay? I'm just gonna be hidden for 1 second. They would have got slapped to sleep. Point blank, period. It would have been smoke in the city. Okay? If I am spending my time and my money like redoing this house, and then you want to come up in here with your 8 to 10-year-old self, having money behinds and mess up what I've been working on, it's about to be a problem. It's about to be a problem for real for you and your parents.
That's
and
right.
Secondly, I would be mad at the police because you're arresting me, for basically putting these kids in the closet. Okay, I will agree, Sharice, with you saying that maybe that wasn't the right thing to do. But can you imagine how mad you would be coming in your house to see something like that? Mm-hmm. You're not thinking like in your right mind. You're just not.
Yep.
he lucky that that's all. They're lucky that that's all that
Yeah,
happened.
definitely.
You know, especially having that hammer in his hand. You know what I mean? And you know, for the parents to justify their actions, that's part of the problem now. That's why kids do that. So, I mean, I'm sure this isn't something that's just happened. They're probably spoiled kids that have been getting away with things since they were born or since they were young, and you know, they've been doing things and haven't had any consequences handed down for their wrongdoings. So now they think, you know, they can do something like this and get away with it.
Mhm.
That's my take.
Yeah.
I would have done the same thing. I would have done the same thing
Yeah.
probably because, like I said, you're mad. You're not in your right mind. You're really not. So,
In the parents'
yeah.
defense, though, I guess you're supposed to protect your children, so I guess they did have a right to be kind of upset about him putting them in the closet because that is their, you know, their children, and that's not nice.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I do agree. I'm not gonna say totally agree, but I agree to the extent that, again, yeah, well, it may not have been the right thing to do, and he could have handled it differently. But to me, this kind of seems like there needs to be some kind of action taken, you know, on the parents' part. You
Hmm.
know, something else. Maybe they could. I don't know, but something else could have happened with the kids and that whole thing, making the kids apologize, making the kids clean up, and maybe that is happening. I don't know. That wasn't included in the story, but from a parent's perspective, like if I was a parent, I would assume that A, yes, I would be upset, but B, in order to keep this from happening again, you know, at an escalated level, when you get 16 because you weren't punished the first time you do it, you're gonna get it in
Right.
some form or fashion.
Hmm.
And if this is what was needed to set you straight, if this man had to lock you in the closet so that you could get the man what you did and how you messed up, then hey.
I think this sets them up for the rest of their life to feel like they can get away with whatever they want to do because it's always going to be somebody else's fault.
I
That's
Right.
agree.
it.
And that's what
Hmm.
I'm saying. Like, in a way, you know, as a parent, yeah, your kids are going to make mistakes, but you have to show them that down the line, when they're 16, 17, 18, there are dire consequences. And even now, you know, there are some
Exactly.
13,
Hmm.
14-year-olds who are doing things that I'm sure had their parents stepped in earlier and checked them on some stuff, they wouldn't be in the situation they were in right now.
Hmm.
I'm with everybody 117%.
So
And
talking about, oh, sorry. Go
somebody
ahead.
should have had the conversation with them and let them know you are lucky that all he did was put you in the closet. Like there could have been somebody could have came in and shot you
Yep.
Yep.
for catching you, you know, vandalizing their house. So you need to know that it's real out here in these streets.
It's real out here in these closets.
Yeah, because you know what, like honestly, and I'm sorry that we are kind of, you know, staying on this for a little bit, but I was just thinking, you know, like you said, Sharice, you really don't know what could have happened. Like the situation could have been so much more worse, so much
So
worse.
much
That's
worse.
what
So
I'm
much
saying.
worse, yeah.
So much more worse.
Worse.
Okay.
It could have been worse,
Right. It could
Shari.
have been worse. Right.
Okay.
Because like imagine a situation where say this man, you know, had been out drinking or something or getting high or whatever, had a bad day at work and he comes
Hmm.
home to find this, you know, this has happened to his home. It could have been a different story.
That's
So
right.
We could
enough of
be
that kind
somebody's
of
child
I
stuff.
keep
too.
thinking about what I would have done to them if I walked in my house and they were in there doing that. That's what I keep
Well,
thinking about.
Cheryl, first of all, you probably would have cussed them out.
No.
And you would have gotten one of your pots and pans and like been running around the house trying to catch them and slap
Sorry.
them.
First of all, every once in a while, you know, those other kind of words come up, but not around children. But second of all, I'm not using nothing that I need to cook with. To hurt nobody. She cooks, honey. Go check my Instagram, honey. What? What I would have done is I would have used some fishing line and interwoven it on their toes. And you know where you hang up. I imagine that he put them in a coat closet because it was a small closet in my head where you hang the rod, where you hang stuff up. I would have tied the little stuff to that rod.
So basically, they could lose their toes. You want them to have 9 toes.
I mean,
that's some Huck type stuff. I don't know.